Welcome to Bramble Jelly. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for
I'm
having me.
joined today by Marvey, who is a audio engineer, musician, sound designer. What's your
Yeah,
preference? How would you like to...
sound designer, composer, music producer, audio engineer. It's basically the whole audio spectrum.
Spectrum. Nice. That's cool. So how did you get into sound design? Was that always like the end goal, or did you have a journey to get into sound design?
It was a little bit of a journey. I did a study, and it was like a general study of film, animation, photography, design, audio. At the time, I was always producing music on my laptop, just making beats, leaning already a little bit more to the audio side. And then I did an internship at a film animation studio, and there I picked up the sound design. There was no sound designer at that point at this
Yeah.
place. I filled in that role, and everything grew from there.
Nice. I studied filmmaking and screenwriting, and during the course, we did a module on sound design. And the challenge was we were given a short film that they had removed all the sound, and we had to recreate everything from scratch.
Yeah,
And it was so much fun. There's sounds that you think are going to work that don't, and then you have to just try something totally random and different to get the right sound.
I do a lot of Foley work also into my productions. I once had an animation that was like very abstract. It had boobs falling on the ground, and there's plenty of ways to make a sound for it. But I took some paper, toilet paper, and make it wet, and then smacked it around, and
Yeah.
it had a good impact sound. But also for another production, I also needed some impact sounds, and I asked a colleague to come in the studio, and I just slapped his cheeks.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Taste of flame. My collar bleed.
What happens when you're in a creative block, and how do you get yourself out of it?
Sometimes, mostly, I work on a couple projects simultaneously, and then when I'm feeling like I'm hitting a wall, I just close that project and open up another one and just work on that, and then jump around. But for example, when I'm making music and I don't feel inspired and I don't know what's the next chord have to be, then
Mhm.
maybe I'm going to listen to some music and maybe searching for some music that could also work with that film, and then take inspiration from that.
Mhm. Okay.
Uh, Sometimes just a good break also works.
I think I'm learning the older I get the benefits of just taking a break from something. Specifically after Broomsticks on Broadway, I feel like my energy levels are just gone. I realized I had to go and like recharge my batteries, you know.
Yeah, also had
Um,
that sometimes I had some very cool projects, like very high-end stuff and things like I always wanted to do, but because of lack of energy, I
mhm.
still didn't get to put myself to get to work on it. So that's when I know I have to take a little bit of a break, and then be energized again, and then I can commit fully again and make the best for it.
Yeah, for sure. What sort of process do you follow? Is it like background noise, then primary stuff, or how do you figure out what bits to focus on?
Maybe I'll start with the thing I like the most about the animation, and then I'll start from there.
Hmm.
But sometimes I do, for example, when I do live action, mostly I start with dialogue or voiceover, and then mix the music underneath it, and then sound effects and building around that, because the dialogue or voiceover is mostly king
Yeah,
in a mix.
yeah.
It needs to be audible, so that's a good anchor point. But in animation with no voiceover, it could be anything.
Where do you find inspiration, I guess, for your sounds and music?
Vibes. It's all about
Vibes.
vibes.
Vibes, okay, yeah, nice.
When you get a film from an animator or a director, and it's just a feeling thing. It
Hmm.
feels good or it doesn't feel right, and then if it doesn't feel right, then you know you have to change it.
There is almost like a visceral quality.
Yeah, you
Um,
can have the same scene from a movie or animation, and if you put like aggressive rock music underneath it, or like very happy whimsical, it really
mhm.
changes the mood. And audio is a really good tool to also tell a story.
I really loved your holiday piece you made for Bali. It was really, really nice where you took clips of like your journey through your travels and turned it into a song.
Yeah, do you remember Pogo?
I
And
think I've seen the Alice in Wonderland one. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, yeah, I have seen this. Yeah, and it's sort of like the little sound bites over and over again, isn't it?
he goes through like movies and he listens for music elements or vocals or things he can use, and then turns it into like a catchy
Yeah,
beat, and then also with the matching visuals of it.
yeah, yeah.
That was a little bit my inspiration for when I went to Bali last year. Just recording the
Nice.
sounds, hearing the sounds, and then make a little edit of it and making a beat out of it.
That's yeah, it's such a fun way to remember the place as well. Now when you listen to that track, I'm sure you probably remember it differently or think about Bali in a way that's really very inspiring. It's really cool.
It was something nice to make instead of like a traditional photo album. I still want
Yeah.
to make it also, but
Mhm.
this is also nice, like a rememberable
Yeah.
thing.
Is there a genre of music that you want to experiment in that you haven't experimented in yet?
I'm now in a little punk band with some friends.
Oh, cool.
Yes, that's for a hobby. So I'm discovering that part again.
Mhm.
When I was younger, I played a lot of Tony Hawk and a little bit more in metal emo kid,
Nice. Yeah,
listening
yeah.
to like metal music. But it's nice to revisit that again.
Mhm.
All those
Nice.
classic tunes. When I was younger, I only listened to, for example, dubstep, and only that was cool and nothing else. But
Yeah.
now it's completely different. Now it's like rock, jazz, blues, R&B, hip hop, everything. Trying to get inspired how the artist makes something and trying to appreciate that, and
Yeah.
maybe I can something get out of it for myself. And
Yeah. Nice. Certain songs can just teleport you through time back to like a specific
yeah,
point in
yeah,
your life. A song came on that I hadn't heard since I was like 6 years old or something, and it was almost like I could smell the room that I was in
yeah,
back in time. It was so crazy how it just like unlocks memories like that for you. It's
yeah. I have the same thing when I just it's like a little time machine that travels
Mhm.
back. I remember all what time I was in, and then
Yeah,
what I was doing at that time and place, and
yeah. Music, there is something quite I'm going to sound really cheesy saying this, but there is it does something to me that I can't explain. My brain is filled with like characters and a world, and someone out there made this a piece of music that I then listened to, and it did that to me. Yeah, it's a very
yeah,
magical form of art.
yeah. And it's also a shame there's so much music in the world, and maybe somewhere out there there's your favorite song that you still
Yeah,
didn't
haven't
hear
heard
yet.
yet. I know, I love stuff like that.
And I'm curious what that song will be then.
Where's the best place for people to find you?
Instagram, my Instagram,
Cool.
Marvey Izijk _audio.
Before I love and leave you, would you like to take part in a very small game?
Sure, sounds fun.
Okay,